Hi. How are you doing, Terry? I'm like, who's this? Terry. Hi, Divine Goddess. All right, y'all have pre-ordered, and you just decide whether you want to do your readings live or you want me to do videos for you. But either way, it's fine with me. Mary Beltane. Okay. Well, I'm all caught up in some of these lists and things that I needed to do while I was doing other things like singing and going to shows and stuff. But I'm finally getting caught up. But I have more to come in May. I have more singing to do, so I'm also book hotels and things like that. And yes, so I will be just a little bit late for the May reading for the month, but I'm going to get that out probably. I'm going to try to get that out tomorrow, I think. So be aware of that. You sure can. If you want to be. I'll put you number one, Terry. I was just about to do your question and video, and then I got pulled away with all the many things that also my eldest son has been staying with me, so that's another complication. Not that it's a bad thing. It's a sad thing, but it's not a bad thing. But I'm to be a little more sensitive to our living spaces. You know what I'm saying? So it gets a little more complicated, but not too bad. All right, congratulations for the hikes and all the good things. That is good. I've lived through you vicariously, Divine Goddess. It sounds like some, you know what? I'm gonna go through a phase in my life where I'm doing stuff like that too. I just can feel it. I can feel it. Hey, Laura. Okay. Mary Beltane, Laura. So Beltane is a fun, frolicky type of time of year. Um, I want to show you a message. We're going to use the Beltane Oracle, which is going to be fun. And the Fairy Forecast Oracle that I made, I wrote up a little something about Beltane. So I'm just going to try to remember what I wrote on it. I'll flip through these so you can see the neat art that I found for this deck. Okay. To make this deck. This is one I kind of designed myself. And yeah, the Fated Meeting. I feel a little full. That's so weird. I've been trying to eat better. And so I'm like filled up on good food. There's Beltane. So this will give you sort of a vibe of what Beltane is. It's like lovers in the woods. That's why my oh, I forgot to add the I'll have to do it later. But the thumbnail that I had that I, the teaser thumbnail was kind of like a fawn in the woods. And so that's kind of the vibe here. It's like lovers in the woods kind of energy. And it's the green man, it's the pan energy, it's the Cernunos, and yes, the forest creatures. Oh, I think that's what I'll use tonight. Okay, so is basically fairy kings and fairy queens choosing who they want to, vibe with that night. And it can be about falling in love and being swept away and just like, pleasant, happy, joyful vibes. And that makes me think, okay, so tonight's decks, we're going to use the fairy forecast to kind of give like timing ish, kind of things. The Letterman also is good with timing. It's funny because I am such fascinated with time traveling and yeah, quantum physics. And well, it turns out I didn't even know this before I watched it, even though I had heard, some spoilers. I didn't know that Lost had a time travel theme to it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect for me because I love, love, love time travel movies, especially time travel romances. And so, yeah. And so, speaking of time, it feels like that's what I'm always searching for. When is something going to happen, right? Together, we're always searching for that here. So, we're going to keep searching. When is that going to happen? Did it already happen? How many timelines are there that other scenarios are happening? Am I living my best timeline? Is this a better timeline than another one, but less stressful and more peaceful, but less of some things, belongings, or you know what I mean? It's like maybe one lifetime I have a lot of activity, but I like just too tired all the time. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna get the creatures of the forest deck. I think that'll be perfect for this Beltane night. I'll find it. There it is. Or the forest creatures, I should say. Forest creatures tarot. All right. And hello, Rainbow. Hello, Maurice. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Mary Beltane. All right. So, Terry, are we going to ask that question then? Your question that you asked me. Can he get the letter, and is he going to respond with pentacles? Is that the question? Okay. I like your term pentacles for that one. And so, being that it's Beltane, I feel like we need a little bit of every element tonight. We'll get a little bit of fire going here, and we'll get some water and some air and rocks. It's popping. Spirit guides, be with us on this festive night and help us find the answers that we seek. And guide us to the place where we might be able to find the answers if we don't find them here tonight. So mote it be. Now for the water. I'm going to ring the bell for air. I don't know why, but I'm called to do that. And I will, what stone? I will pick the cherry quartz to rub for earth blessings. There. Now we can begin. All right. I'm going to start with this tarot. I want to get you a Seasons of the Witch, but I'm going to start with the tarot. You know what? I'm going to keep that up there. Okay. Fairies of the Seasons. Fairies of the Seasons. That's what I should do, but I already have a fairy forecast. But I could break down the fairy forecast down to different decks. That sounds like a very daunting task. I can barely make I'm just barely getting going with my tarot deck, so I'll have to learn how to be faster. All right, did Kenny get the letter? And will he show Terry the Pentacles? And yeah, I also was hearing that in my head just now, a reminder of the other thing you mentioned about, because I was thinking, I forgot to put your GoFundMe. By the way, if anybody still wants to donate to Terry's GoFundMe, of course, she still would be more than happy to receive it. But I was also hearing, remembering that you had mentioned the funding situation that might be coming through. It sounds good to me. I'm hearing that there's sort of like this good vibe. There's your thumbs up. There's like something good too. So Spirit might be saying something about that too. Let's see. Oh yeah, and you mentioned the gift. That's it. The gift. The gift. We may look into that too, maybe. Okay. And interesting too that I was saying, how I mentioned it was like a puzzle piece to me. There's a person, a man, like an Ed McMahon. There's the gift, and there's the family. Okay. We're starting off with the Seven of Wands, which is you like defending yourself, defending your beliefs. Okay. A feeling of and Spirit is saying, yes, do this. Defend yourself. You should defend yourself. You are in the right here. It's not just about being self-righteous. It's plain righteousness. You are in the right. And you should defend your beliefs and your ideals and your point of view in this situation. Well, let's see if what happens? Hey, Wendy. Yes, Wendy, we do have room. And we have the wheel. Did this come out for you? Oh, I feel like this keeps coming out for people. This is, this is good luck. This is good fortune. The wheel of fortune is what this is. And in this case, we have an astrology here. So you might also want to choose particular, like, there's a divine timing, right? But we also have a little bit control of when to do things by using astrology. Astrology is a type of guide to help us get the most out of our uh, most out of our lives, really, most out of our months, most out of the set of events that are laid out before us. You know what I mean? It's like on a day where you're supposed to fight for something or defend something, you did right. You chose the right way to approach your problems that day, or whatever, it doesn't have to be a problem, but approach things that day. But if it's a day that you're supposed to lay back and not pick any fights, save the fight for another day, as far as astrology is concerned, and tells you to, and you decide to fight for on that particular day, then you may find yourself not feeling well, or things not going as the way you hope them to. So that's why I'm feeling like day by day you might want to check into your astrology too, to get more of an idea, kind of like the Farmer's Almanac too. When is a good time to plant? When is it a good time to plow? When is it a good time to trim? There's a time to every season. There is a time to do everything. And so I feel like Spirit's trying to say be more conscious of that. All right, let's see what else. Ooh, and you have Judgment. Okay. So am I getting yet if Kenny got the letter? Somebody's judging you though, maybe judging you unfairly, but not necessarily, because Judgment is really a good card about, as long as the other cards are good, then Judgment is good. We have the Wheel of Fortune and Judgment, which means that it feels like a karmic reward and energy coming towards you. Like you're about to get a reward, a gift, right? And Judgment can seem like God's been hard, or higher forces have made are making things hard on us, but might have to look at it from a different perspective. Like, this is a chance at a new life. This is a chance at renewal and atoning for anything from the past, and starting again, and 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 winning things, and being and enjoying this positive energy flow. Okay, there is the Hierophant. So it does feel like somebody has the information. He has the information, I think. Yes. He receives it. And he's keeping it to himself. Now let's see if he will give you any pentacles. Let's go to a different deck. Will he give you the pentacles? I don't see very many pentacles in the first row, right? Mary meets Katara. All right, we have the clover. So this is good luck. Again, with right by the wheel, it having good luck next to the wheel means this is double good luck. So good luck in especially well in what you want. I feel like this is good luck, but let's find out where's the good luck. And see the scythe representing the seasons. Again with the astrology clues here. There to everything there is a season. The scythe represents fall, the fall season, but I feel like it also it just generally talks about the right time to do things as well. Thank you, Wendy. I like the little super sticker. So cute. Thank you. Right there. All right, and so let's see what else. I'm glad you liked it. All right, we have the mermaid, the fish. So this is good because I was trying to figure out where is this all this good luck coming to, and we wanted to know about the pentacles. We didn't see any pentacles, but the fish is like the Lenormand version of the pentacles, basically, because it represents abundance, entrepreneur, fertility, finances, flowing money, prosperity, and water. And so it feels like, yes, the money is coming in. It may not even, it may not look as much as it like a coin, as a type of flow that's coming to you. You know what? I think I might also get the kipper because, yes, because that's one of our favorites. So let's double check. Can he get the letter and will he give you pen? Well, we got the house. Oh, you got the great fortune and you got distant horizons. So traveling. It feels lucky. Anyway, you got great fortune. So one way or another, you're going to get money. I'm not necessarily seeing Kenny as part of the picture, except for I think the Hermit means, the Hierophant means Kenny. But I feel like he's keeping it to himself a little bit. But you know what? The Hierophant is Taurus energy, and Taurus is kind of funny when it comes to money. But when they have a cause, they will put money to it. So I feel like if removes him, it may just move him. So why don't we get the Seasons of the Witch Oracle to see if what the glue, what does all this come together mean? Like, is there going to be a special thing that sets his heart, a tender energy that where he wants to reach out to you, or a feeling of guilt, or a feeling of atonement, judgment, like maybe he's feeling judged by God now, like he's realizing I need to atone for all the things that I did or didn't do, right? So that's possible. So let's see. I love this deck. It's one of my favorites, I think, of all my oracles. It's so full of honey. It's this like honey dripping honey. Okay, Kitara. Ooh. Wow. So we've got a little bit of boundaries, sex magic, and indulgence. Maybe we'll do a pick a card. Okay, I'm going to shuffle them. Terry, I'm going to shuffle these cards. You pick one. Which one do you want? Number 1, Number 2 or number 3? Pick a card. Three. Okay. And you chose sex magic. I knew you would. So this says, I draw on my body with an invisible blade carved with the bliss of lustrous teeth. It is in the allure that I will meet blood and flesh. Very nice. Blood and flesh, blood and flesh. Yes, we like these things. All right. And this, the word for sex magic is uninhibited. That's what I feel like this card represents. Kind of like you just being out there and uninhibited now. You know, just nothing phases you anymore. All right. So sex magic is saying, and this, by the way, this is very, very Beltane. So let's just revel in the beauty of Beltane and the sex magic of it all. All right. Among many cultures, and for years, women have been forced to deny their sexuality, either through objectification or by the patriarchal system attempting to limit their sexual gratification. Women who did feel free to express their sexuality were judged and exiled, and many were labeled witches, as though that was a dirty word. Witches are often thought to be lustful women who give themselves up to the devil. This imagery is rooted in some truth, for sex magic is a real and useful tool, although it has nothing to do with evil. Also, witches are certainly liberated, but be they male or female, because there's men out there that are witches, sex magic simply harnesses the creative energy of passion and the restorative energy of orgasm as a way to power your deepest desires. Consider this your initiation. You are being guided to disinhibit your spirit so you may move forward in a new, natural and authentic way. Those who do not understand your freedom are limited by their own self-consciousness and social constraints. Likewise, those who do not support you in acting upon your desires are lashing out for fear of not fulfilling their own. Their lack of freedom attempts to box you in because they are not ready to receive such gifts for themselves. Oh, the word gift came out. Sad as it may be, their lack of enlightenment is not a reason to keep your soul bound in solidarity. If you find yourself among those who do not support your passion, now may be a time to self-exile and seek more illuminated and open-minded relationships. All right, so this still doesn't really answer if Kenny will give you money. But I feel like that the money is coming. There is a great fortune coming to you. I feel like it the Hierophant, I'm trying to feel the interpretation of the Hierophant here. Because there's so many ways. He's traditional. He's by the book. He's knowledgeable. If he was acting in his authentic self, this Hierophant is connected to the full moon, so he has high priestess energy too, which is the full moon is meant for the high priestess. And so the Hierophant is tapping into a high priestess energy here as well. I think I feel like because this Justice card is right next to him, Judgment could mean that he comes to his senses. that something that you write or something he reads will make him see something. The sex magic, I feel, just represents you being in your power. But men, a lot of times, not all men, but there is a lot of fear. Men may be afraid to lose power, and they feel they don't want to be controlled by men or women. They don't want to be controlled. They want to be in control. And so sometimes there's a lot of unnecessary walls and barriers and boundaries because of fear of losing their control, as if giving into someone would de- deplete who they are. But actually, in that moment of vulnerability where they lose themselves into someone else is where they may find their greatest strength in themselves. So you can't really have this magic of sex if you are trying to hold too tight to control. The best way to have an orgasm is to let go and lose control, right? In that moment where you don't want, and it's a very vulnerable moment, but it's that moment where both people lose control and they're at their most vulnerable parts of themselves, and then they feel these sensations, right? So I feel like that. I feel like I don't know why how this is related, but I feel like Kenny has the reason why it's hard to determine what he's going to do is that he himself is not really sure what he wants to do. Like he's on the fence. Like he's thinking, I want to give in. I want to atone. I want to help. She deserves it. She needs it. And then he thinks about his woman. But he also thinks about, but my woman shouldn't control me either. Like, I'm my own person. I can make my own decisions. I mean, he's like, oh, I think he's in a lot. And I'm not sure which way it's going to go. But thank you. But I think that no matter which way he decides and how it goes, a great fortune is coming to you through the house somehow, flowing energetically in the not too far distant future. Okay? That is my answer for this time. The things could change, like his energy could change. And so if you want to check back on Kenny's energy, has he decided, is anything going to change? Then we can check back on his energy. But right now I feel like it's like he's like looking at you like, yes, I want to do this for you. Of course I do. Like his higher self is totally a big YES. But his ego self, his three dimension self is torn. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And it's just funny. It's like sometimes guys are around strong women, and at once they admire strong women, at the same time they have trouble with strong women. A lot of men can have trouble with strong women. It just happens that way. And what are you gonna do? You shouldn't dim your light. You should stand in your power, right? There you go. Okay, good night, Terry. Sweet dreams. So let me make sure I got everybody. Wendy, Rainbow, Maurice. Hi, Cherry. I applied for a new position at post office, building maintenance mechanic. Okay, awesome. Thanks for letting me know. I can't wait to see how that plays out. And Laura. All right. And so I can say that we're closed after. Yeah, we'll just say we're closed. List is closed. And now we'll do yours, Divine Goddess. Leaving for a hike soon next month. Awesome. Your pictures are so incredibly beautiful. Like, it's just, I know it's not, nature just is its own beautiful canvas, but, capturing it, you capture it very well too. So, you've closed the chapter with Pisces. Okay, well, that's good. I feel like it's good. Oh, okay. Yes, Katara. I'm sorry. I should put you down as number 6. I will do if you want to hang around, Katara. I will do a $5 reading for you. One of the $5 Seasons of the Witch readings for you at the end if you hang around. Okay. So I put you as 6. Okay. Okay, good. All right, so spirit messages. Let's start with the Seasons of the Witch then. The beautiful Beltane Oracle. Let's get a little of this magic going again. Water. I call upon the water. I call upon fire. Fire energy. I call upon air and earth. All right. Gotcha. Divine Goddess. Spirit messages. Ooh, handfasting. Well, out with the old, in with the new, I say. The pools pulse through all that I am. No hidden form is left untouched. I am willing, I am risking, for I yearn for unity spilled lustrously upon my lips. I like these poems. So it feels like a new connection coming through that might be the one that you marry, maybe. This is unity. Energy is unity. And it's saying you do not have to go it alone. I get you, like, because as soon as something like this happens where someone disappoints you or it doesn't turn out the way you expected, then you're like, fine, I'm fine alone. And I know how you feel. And it's good to be alone sometimes. But I think we as humans creatures, we were made to couple, we were made to partner, and we were made to relate and have relationships. Even though I've been avoiding those things, I know that it is part of my ultimate destiny too. And so, that being said, you're not you do not have to go it alone, Sacred One, as help and support are available to you. Also, the help and support doesn't have to be a partner, it can be, spirit, of course. That is your connection always. There are people in your orbit who wish to be part of your sacred journey. It can feel as though you are taking a risk and trusting someone else with the most important parts of your life. This is true, but partnerships have the potential to transform into lifelong systems of support and joy if you let them. So the hand fasting comes out because your situation requires the help of another. If you are struggling in your business or career, consider finding a business partner with skills you lack. If you're struggling to complete a project on your own, seek a guide or mentor who can teach you the methods so you don't have to waste your time. If you're juggling to make ends meet, consider asking loved ones for a little bit of help. There's no shame in seeking a helping hand, especially from those who are already devoted to you. This is what partnerships are about. They are a give and take without keeping score. And so that could be a little clue there. Like, obviously, like one of the last things that Pisces said was something that sounded like him keeping score, right? Like you did this. And and so now you're breaking free from that scorekeeping kind of partnership, and you're going to find someone who won't do that, who's unconditional and will give not with all with the expectation of giving in return, receiving something in return, but just giving because of the pure joy of giving, right? And being there for you for the pure joy of being in your presence, not expecting you to have sex with them, but just because they like your company, that's what you're going to find next, I think. I mean, all those other things are icing on the cake, but the main thing that I feel like you are going to receive is the person that wants to be with you for just the simple reason of enjoying your company. And that's really important because you like to travel. So it's going to be somebody who also likes to travel and enjoys your company while traveling. And that to me is like the most important combination that you need. And 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 even though, sex always plays a part in relationships eventually, it's not going to be like you're not going to feel the pressure of giving in just to make a person happy. It's going to feel like you're accepted and loved for who you are, with or without any conditions at all, without conditions. And that is what real love is. Love is the unconditional exchanging of each other and the sharing of each other unconditionally. All right. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Oh, you're starting a travel venture with a friend. Very nice. Well, there you go. I mean, you live and learn, right? Oh, you've got the Empress. Hello, the Empress energy. You are like all women. You're beautiful, gracious, connected to Mama Gaia, plants, animals, all creatures. you have mother energy about you. Like one day you will be a mother. I feel like the next possible long-term relationship will be that one where you become a mother. It's also a feeling of let let the earth be your mother too, you know? Like what the mothering energy the earth gives you, you will also be able to others. Oh, yeah. I got goosebumps on that. Like, okay, how the tree is the tree spirit here? I think there's a tree spirit here. I'm getting a hug from a tree too, but it's just the tree and spirits. Okay. Oh, there he is, King of Wands. uh, so yes, he is a very he. This is Sir Nunos. He is of the forest. He is. That could be where you meet, or you journey together in forest. I feel like he represents a very adaptable kind of man, a man that can adapt to any environment and fit in and instantly have all the resources and tools that he needs to have at hand to not just survive but to really thrive in any environment. And that's the kind of guy that's good to have around, you know, whether it's a guy or a girl, but it's a good kind of partner to have around. This sort of any this forest man, this deer. Yeah, the deer represents the stag, and the stag is definitely the highest. Uh, that's the highest spiritual version of Sir Nunos of the forest. Whenever you see the stag appear, and that's like the evolved. It's not just sexual, which Sir Nunos and Pan of the forest is very sexy energy. It's very sensual, but there is a spiritual side to it, which is the stag, and he's like the king of the forest, and he's also very protective and strong and spiritual and more concerned about your protection than he is about taking anything from you in a physical sense, you know? Like he'd rather protect you than take your sexual energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that makes you vulnerable, you know? If he's trying to take your sexual energy, it puts you in a vulnerable position. But if he's protecting you from that, then it gives you strength. You know what I mean? Like if y'all walk hand in hand to the spirit with spirit in mind, it gives you strength. So I kind of feeling that a little bit. So that's a good way to look at sometimes when we're out there wondering why hasn't he made a move on me? You know, it could be something like that too. It could be like a you enough not to take to give you strength but not to take anything yet. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. I'm getting the scene. Yes, it's very Snow White-ish, isn't it? The Snow White and the Huntsman. Yeah. Yes, yes, it does feel like that, doesn't it? And it's interesting because it's almost like Snow White is very pure. It's like suddenly the goodness of her is like cannot be blemished, cannot be taken because she needs to stay alive to bring more light into the world. You know, that's kind of a big fancy way of looking at it. But you know what I mean? It's like sometimes it's like being with like a baby, like when you look into a baby's face with their big eyes and their soft skin and their sweetness and their innocence. You don't want to take them away. You want them to grow up and have a future. So and that's protective, right? That's protective. That's the kind of energy I'm feeling. Yeah, that Kristen Stewart one. And then we have this innocent maiden again, kind of in a similar position, like kind of protecting her heart, right? In both of these, the Empress and the Four of Cups. I see that in the Four of Cups, it's like, yeah, he's showing you that he cares and everything. Is actually, after all, the King of Wands. And Wands is definitely a fiery, passionate suit, and sometimes they could come off across a little bit aggressive in that way. But I believe that he's not gonna, like, there's no pressure there. But it doesn't matter whether there's pressure or not. If you're not ready, you're not ready. So you're gonna stay cool, and stay platonic for a little while, I think. And I think that's probably the best way. Stay platonic for a little while with all your associations. Yeah. Yeah, that's possible because that's a fire sign, and Leos are very passionate. And I was seeing a lion in my head too, weirdly enough. I was seeing like the Beauty and the Beast. And then we have the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is like I feel like there's sort of a warning from spirit to be careful about um not skipping past any steps. Like you may have a tender heart right now, but you can't learn to love again, or you can't find somebody new without opening it again. There's no shortcut to Mr. Right without opening your heart again. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you don't have to open it too quickly. It's just don't expect the love to come in if your heart is closed. If you're protecting your heart right now, which I think that's allowed. You're allowed to protect your heart for a certain period of time after a breakup. So just don't rush into things. Let's see what about this deck. But I see it as a good friendship and foundation. Yes. There's this Capricorn. He's very handsome and interested in me. I like those Capricorns. I'm just chatting with him limited. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see what the future holds, the fairy forecast. Oh, wow. See, another hint. You have hand fasting and union. So I feel like, you know what? Your person is just around the bend, around the river bend. So don't it's like I get you. I get how you have to keep your heart protected, but I feel like there's an opportunity coming up very soon, and it may make you realize that you can trust again, that you can trust again. What the charms have to say. And it's like union in the forest, right? A union in the forest is handfesting. You have play for. All right, this next guy is a snowflake, not in that turn, but like one of a kind. No two snowflakes are alike. Everyone is very different and unique. And this guy is very beautiful pattern. He's one of a kind, and you are too. And I think you're gonna recognize that. And you have what's this one? Saint. Is that Saint Cecilia? I can't tell. I feel like, the divine guidance here. Oh, is that Saint Margaret? Yeah, Saint Margaret. That's a Christ consciousness kind of energy too. So, and then the person coming through could be somebody who has like unusual skin or patterns, or maybe they do henna markings or something like that, on their skin. And then the pizza is like, every once in a while indulge in a pizza, or maybe you meet over eating pizza or something like that. I don't know. Oh, your middle name is Margaret. My mom's name is Margaret. That's nice. Okay, well, Divine Goddess, there you go. You're welcome so much. Hi, Laura. All right, Laura says, "Hi, Cherry. Hope you're doing awesome. For my reading, I keep dreaming of guys in my past, two guys in particular. It's very weird because I don't think of them, and I'm in a committed relationship." Okay, Laura. Okay. So, off the top of my, just in generally speaking, dreams are interesting, and you can interpret them different ways. And dreams don't always represent a, prediction, right? It doesn't mean that anything that what you dream of is actually going to happen in the way that you dream it necessarily. It just means that it means some multiple things. Like, one of the things it can mean is that the guys in your dreams represent you. One of the things that it can represent is it represents your masculine side, the masculine energy. And there could be a reason why maybe spirit wants you to tap into your masculinity. Or what do you find about each of these guys? What are the positive qualities in each of these guys that you like, that maybe you don't have in yourself, or that you just need to enhance in yourself? So that's a possibility. But let's see what Spirit wants to tell you with the Beltane Oracle. Oh, you got orgasm. Oh, that's so nice. I like orgasms. That's so sweet. So, thrust your body, elevate your spirit, and open the gates to your renewal. Very nice. I might have to do some sex magic tonight. That's not getting all hot and bothered. Okay. So, orgasm. This is about release. Okay. So it is funny, but you may be dreaming about those guys because you're supposed to release them. Release is a necessary part of life that you must give way to from time to time. When that does not happen, your soul becomes too overwhelmed and will seek release in other more destructive ways. Never is this more true than with emotions. Lower vibrations such as anger, sadness, jealousy, and rage consume you if they are left unchecked. You may think you are getting over what you feel by ignoring it or locking it in the back of your mind, but eventually your emotional baggage will seek another outlet and may manifest itself in destruction or manifest in self destruction, illness, chaotic outbursts, or other negative expressions of release. An emotional release doesn't have to be dramatic. There are many ways you can free yourself from the storm brewing within. Giving yourself a creative expression is a healthy way to channel darker emotions. Dance or cook or lose yourself in art, body expression, or music. The medium doesn't matter if it brings you a sense of freedom. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Let's see what else Spirit wants to say about things coming up for you, the dream, your husbands. Why these things? What are these clues? What does Spirit want to tell you in the dream? It's also it's your subconscious, so it could be a communication with your own self, right? It's like something that you're trying to figure out for yourself. With, sometimes that's another thing that dreams do. It's a way of expressing and releasing and playing things out and in a dream that you would never be able to do or never want to do in your waking life. Because if you did anything with another man in your waking life, you'd be cheating on your husband. But if you can dream about it and sort out some feelings or emotions about them, then that's a way to release them and sort it out and release it. So let's see. All right, you have the Three of Cups, celebrations, good things coming. It's something happy energy, friendships. Also, it could be something with three. Like, did you say that there was three different guys? It could be the number three that's important as well. Two guys in particular. Well, two would be, and plus your husband, that would be three. Oh, that's wonderful. See, Katara says she's channeling her childhood scars into her fan fiction. And that is definitely a positive channeling thing to do. Past, right. Or this could be you and then the two. But in other words, there's some kind of three involved and then a release. And also, when you're in a partnership, it's one-on-one. Of course, a monogamous committed relationship. When you have thoughts that go anywhere else, you're inviting a third element. And so I feel like it's just your subconscious way of embracing that and playing it out and then letting it go. The moon is definitely your dreams. This is the subconscious. Your subconscious is talking to you, and it's trying to help you sort through things in the best way possible, right? In the harm to none kind of way. They're scary. Oh, there were experiences with those people and they were scary. Well, then even more so do you need to release them. And we also, oftentimes have nightmares as a way to alert ourselves to something that we may not be noticing or paying attention to in our waking hours. Or it could be something in your waking hours that you haven't been willing to face. And so it's like whether you like it or not, you're going to face it in your dream. Yeah, scary. Scary. But you have, this is Knight of Cups, and I had a scary dream a while back. And I remember talking to you guys about it, and it really shook me up because I felt like I was like being held down, and I had like a dark voice energy or something like that. Uh, and but it turned, but like I ended up being on top of the dark energy, and I don't know, said something like "go away" or something like that. It's so long ago, so I don't remember all the details. In other words, it was like one of those paralyzing type scary dreams, and it felt like a dark energy, but I don't know if it was Divine Goddess or somebody else, but they were saying you beat it, you made it go away. You are actually, oh, I know what happened. I could feel like my spirit guides all around me, like all this protection and white light around me that was really strong and powerful. And so my first interpretation of the dream was that it was scary, but then the second interpretation of the dream was that I was powerful. So, um, write your dreams down as they happen and then check back later because sometimes you get more clarity on the significance of it and the meaning behind it. See, the Knight of Cups, this represents your love, you as a lover, your love style, your love energy, the way you give love, your just your loveliness, your sweetness, your goodness, your emotional um, health and loving kindness. So that could be what's being worked out in your dream, sort of like your your love. Also, in a very simplistic way, um, it could, whenever we dream of a guy, it's your dream guy, or if you dream of a girl, it's your dream girl. It's like spirits, or I shouldn't say spirit because it's your dreams talk to you. So that's your subconscious talking to you through like a little, um, through like American English language or your culture language, whatever like idioms you have or whatever, like little sayings that you have. Your dreams will play out your sayings through a dream. So like paint the town red, and in your dream you're standing there painting buildings red, and you're wondering what the heck is this dream about? But the meaning is that you're about to paint the town red, which means you're going to dress up nice and go out and enjoy having a good time or whatever. So, but also you have to, your message of your dream is related to how you feel to in the dream. So if you're feeling okay, like if you feel scared in the dream, then that's an alert. If you feel scary, but you don't feel scared, like you feel okay, like you're just like you're almost like an observer, or you feel okay, that means that you're in control and it's just something you're observing, right? So keep in mind those things as well. Okay, let's see. What's a card for Justin? Oh, that was fast. Justin gets the 5 of Coins, which is lack, like the lack mentality, lack. Okay, that's the main word for 5 of Coins is lack. All right, what's the card for Stephen? Stephen gets the King of Swords. King of Swords is harsh, determined, dominant, authority, bossy kind of person, in charge. Yeah, and Qatar, that's true too. Like, music lyrics do have codes in them as well, similar to your dream language. All right, well, let's see. Anything else specifically? Let's just look at Stephen and Justin for a second. I'm just gonna get another, brought out your securities. Okay. Let's see about Stephen. Anything that you need to know from your dream about Stephen. You're the mature one. Like, I think what your higher self, I feel like our dreams are mostly us and our higher selves, or our spiritual selves, or subconscious. So your higher self wants to let you know that the lesson here with him is that you are a mature woman and you're like above it. Let's see what the lesson is with Stephen, right? This is Stephen. Yeah. Or the dream message. Expectation. I get a little bit of a different energy from you here, like as if you're maybe a little bit nervous about him, like he intimidates you a little bit. And you feel like you have to act a certain way to please him or something like that. That's kind of what I get. So in this case, it's almost like you're patronizing him, or you're like kind of like, "Are you okay?" You know, like you're the older, mature one or something. Even if you're not fit biologically older, you have a maturity, like a teacher with a student that has issues or whatever. And here it's almost like a little bit of a younger energy or younger vibe, or not feeling quite the equal, like, and feeling intimidated that y'all aren't on the same, you're not feeling equal with him, or he's acting too, yeah, where you feel like you're intimidating and like you have to please him, something like that. Okay. Oh, Justin is younger. Okay, there you go. So these are parts of yourself that have come out through these relationships, and basically that's how we learn about who we are, or not relationships, but acquaintances, right? It could be that your higher self is trying to integrate those parts of you that just need to integrate after all these years. Well, maybe, there is that release, but there's also integrate the good parts of your personality, the parts that you admire about yourself. You don't have to let, it's like, this is weird, but I'm hearing that phrase, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, which is a terrible phrase, but basically it means don't let go of the good. You're throwing out the bad when you're releasing the bad. So you have to integrate the good parts. Sometimes in the heart and these challenging moments is when we are at our best selves. Like we find a strength in ourselves that we didn't know we had. And so you have to keep that part of yourself. Now, then maybe the bad part here was the fact that you let somebody intimidate you. And so now you have to learn from that and remember that you are this person. You're the mature woman. You're strong. You were behaved that way with this guy. You behave that way with this guy. But basically, these two guys, they're not all that different, really. They're wounded masculines. And so, and maybe it's also a part of you, like you're balancing your masculine and your feminine side. And uh, what kind of masculine are you too? What is your masculine side? Is your masculine side this weird balanced masculine energy, or is it an overconfident domineering energy, or is it a happy medium? I feel like the mature woman is kind of the masculine in balance in a way for some strange reason. The expectation is the feminine in an imbalance. It's not completely imbalanced because expectation can also represent, expecting a baby, right? And that is definitely the ultimate feminine. Here, this was very yin yang. This is very masculine, dom sub kind of energy. The submissive female and the dominant male energy. And so these are more like extremes. And here we have extremes a little bit too differently, not in a sexual sense, but in a maturity sense, like a kind of a pitiful boy with a put together mature woman. Yeah. All right, so releasing them. Well, maybe some ritual, a release ritual. Just like keep in mind what you want to release and think about it. You can do candle work. There's all kinds of things. You could do something that has to do with the four elements, like how I've been starting each reading with the four elements. But maybe do a little research on that. How, I like, you can do a candle and write, then his name, Justin, on one candle and burn it down, and Stephen on another candle and burn it down, and that releases them. It's pretty simple. Lots of things, little rituals like that, really easy to do, and they feel very refreshing. But it could be, a little bit more than that. It's like this energetic, not so much relationship, but energy that you had, like keep this woman inside you always, and this energetic, learn from this one, because there's a sweet vulnerability about her too. But yeah. Okay, one more card. What deck would you like? Hmm, let's get I don't know what deck. Um, um, I wish I had like sometimes the belt, you know what? Let's see. That's what I'm gonna do. Well, I was thinking I'd like to get you a ritual, but I'm not sure. Let's just do this one. Surrender. That was at the bottom of the deck. I think that has a ritual to it. Oh no, it doesn't. So know that your current situation can't be resolved until you allow yourself to heal something from your past. Surrender has come to you to facilitate the healing that's long overdue. Do not think your past makes you unworthy. Instead, know that you are deserving precisely because of all you have faced. Because of all you have faced, you are deserving of more. You can do the self-worship ritual. Put on your favorite music, then sit in front of a mirror and start to wipe it clean. Burn some sacred smoke and cleanse the mirror and yourself. When this has been done, light a red candle and stare at your reflection for a minimum of 10 minutes in silence. Allow yourself to be present and connect to yourself. Practice self-compassion and don't tolerate any judgments. When you are ready, say hello to yourself as if you were talking to your bestie. You should really totally be your own BFF. This ritual is more of a check-in. Begin a conversation with yourself. Start to chat about your day, what happened, what you were grateful for, and what pissed you off. This is a great way to allow yourself to face your emotions and speak about them. When responding, make sure to practice self-compassion and speak from a place of care and love. At first, this will seem awkward, but in no time you will learn to communicate with yourself and give yourself to the answers, nourishment, and empowerment you need. Yes, because of insecurities. Yes, they could. That's probably why. And sometimes we avoid our triggers, and that's why maybe dreaming of your triggers in a way so that you can face it and clear it away. I think by facing it, you are clearing it away. Okay, here, yeah, but we have release. See, this is already saying what you're supposed to do. There's many ways you can free yourself from the storms brewing within. Dance or cook or lose yourself in art, body expression, or music. The medium doesn't matter if it brings you a sense of freedom. So go back to that again, back to the orgasm card release, and um, look at Katara's messages because she had some good advice as well. And try different things and just look things up, and then maybe next time Spirit will give you different clues as well. Okay, great. All right, now we have rainbow. I'm gonna stretch a little bit. My sons woke. They both crashed. I don't know, late late afternoon, right as I started the live. I was like, okay, good. I have peace and quiet. But now they're awake. All right. So Rainbow says, I would like to know if I should be an EMT or paramedic. Oh, that's cool. Let's see. I've also often thought about that. Like, since I can't afford to be a nurse, I can definitely afford to pay for EMT or paramedic school. I just don't know which one to choose. Alrighty, let's look into that. Alright, so first I call upon fire. Rainbow is a water sign, so I often have trouble getting fire going for her. And I usually just use the liquid sage. Here we go, fire. And water. And also the stones inside are the earth, the air, and cherry quartz of earth. Yeah, I think they are. I think she meant slash paramedic instead of or. I think they are. Okay, let's see what the. Let's get a Seasons of the Witch Oracle first. See what happens. Paramedics can do a little bit more. Okay. I feel like this is the guy that was trying to come out. The oak tree. Okay, let's see what the oak tree wants to tell us. The oak tree is about wisdom, your own natural wisdom. Don't just look within, dive deeply into the eternal realms of knowing. Wisdom isn't a static thing. It evolves, changes, and adapts as you learn new ways of knowing. Before you can be wise, you must be willing to accept that you don't have all the answers. Oak is here to change your perspective. Like an old wise grandfather, Oak guides you to evaluate your beliefs to see if anything is out of alignment with who you are today. Perhaps what you knew to be true is now directly opposite from what you currently believe, or perhaps who you thought you were supposed to be when you were younger is now completely different from who you actually are. Just like wisdom, your goals will evolve as time goes on. Some goals will be left behind while others will morph into something else entirely. It's important to regularly check back in with where you are to make sure you are still situated on the most illuminated path. If you're confused about your next steps, Oak reminds you to reach out to the unseen support all around you. Commune with nature, the spirits, and the universe and ask them to guide you. I'm feeling a real big yes from this because it's almost like Spirit saying that sometimes we have these goals like of becoming a nurse, and it's so we so stubbornly think that that's our destiny that we don't allow any other thought to come into our minds. But in the reality, things happen as we evolve and change and move in our lives that create other scenarios like what's happened to you. Like, you may not have the money to pursue the nursing career, but maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe it's not meant to be that you do that. Maybe it is meant to be that you do the AMT or paramedic. But if you let's look at some of the Beltane herbs. So belladonna is moving on from past loves and adding protection to home. Belladonna is poisonous, though, for those of you who might need to move on, like Divine Goddess. Birch provides strong protection magic. Hawthorn is used to decorate maples and for fairy magic, luck and success, happiness and fertility. Ivy is for love, luck, friendship, healing, and protection. It promotes fidelity in marriage when given to newlyweds. Lemons are for spiritual opening and purification. They hold the energy of both the sun and the moon and are used in love magic and to induce lust. Use lemons for prophetic dreams and clairvoyance. So that could maybe help Laura. Marigold attracts admiration and facilitates the finding of new love. Use marigold for favorable outcomes in legal matters as well as helping wishes come true. It holds the energy of the sun. Meadow sweet increases luck and promotes friendship, harmony, love, and peace. And mint for prosperity and healing. It renews vitality and attracts good spirits. Mugwort is a powerful aphrodisiac that encourages lust, passion, and fertility, and it's used for divination, scrying, and prophetic dreams, and for spirit communication. I need some of that. Pine is for success, new beginnings, and prosperity. It's very cleansing and purifying and promotes grounding and growth in financial matters. Maybe Terry needs some of that. Rose is for love, magic, and lasting relationship. It promotes peace in existing relationships. And violet is for peace and overall calming of the nerves. It provides powerful protection from evil and is given to new mothers and newborns for luck and peace. And then willow is used for lunar magic and the communicating with spirits. It's considered to be a wish tree, and it helps to attract your intentions and strengthens your aura and protects against evil. So those things are good for you and for anybody listening. I feel like having protective energy is a good thing to have at hand for whenever, but especially maybe this month coming ahead. The EMT classes are only 3 months, and the paramedic classes are 7 months. All right. Righto. Yes, Katara. Belladonna, aka Nightshade. All right, so let's look into the tarot and see if we can figure out EMT. Do you want to know whether EMT or paramedic, whether 3 months or 7 months? Maybe we'll find out. So it kind of feels like you're probably going to head that way anyway, to one or the other, the EMT or the paramedic. So let's try. Oh, you got a 3. And a 3 of coins. Oh, that's really good. It's very positive. It's like two parts coming together to make a third part. Okay. Creation. Ooh, I love this one. So pretty. I love the drawing and I love all the white. And this is the world card. So it's like the world is your oyster. You can pretty much have anything you possibly want. And then, interestingly, it's the number 21, and 2 plus 1 equals 3. So you get another 3 card. Very nice. So, Katara, is your other name Raven by any chance? So we have the 7 of coins. 7 of coins is very nice. But here's team 7, team paramedic, because we have 7, and 7 is a lot of money and growth and seeing things multiply. So I kind of feel like if you go the paramedic way, you'll make more money and you'll be able to go further. And we have the 5 of Cups. So don't let yourself get down. Okay, I'm seeing that you kind of wanted to try the paramedic thing, but for some reason, something about the curriculum or the time, it makes you feel a little bummed. Maybe feel a little bummed about it. So just to get your foot in the door, you might want to start off with the EMT and maybe later try paramedic. But I feel like it's a definite yes for one or the other, and most likely you probably start off with the EMT training first. Oh, really? Caitlin, nice to meet you, Caitlin. Or have we met before, Caitlin? You have the Queen of Wands. So I feel like a little bit of this kind of like feeling sad or lost and not sure what to do is just a temporary energy, because you're going to be really in your power soon to make a decision and to go with it. And feel like, yeah, Wands is your gig, like, being fast, being passionate, being rushing into situations, being available, being helpful, being there for people. So I feel like this could be like a calling for you. Let's see what the Lenormand has to say. Yeah, we got the whip. I'm just trying. I feel like it's a whole different style though that you have to get used to. There's a sense of speed and directness and oh wow. Okay, sorry, Katara. Well, I'm glad you're back with me now. But yeah, you're the main lady involved in this. Okay, we're picking that one. And the ship, that's good. Oh, and we have another 3. And look, that's your vehicle. So yeah, I feel like you're getting, I feel like definitely this is a definite thing that you should try and do. And spirit is leaning towards the number 3 for you. And yeah, very positive, very positive. Working in the emergency room has been one of my dreams, but in order for me to be working there, I need my EMT or paramedic license. Well, there you go. Get your EMT license and you will be saving lives in no time. And you will be feeling like this. You're feeling like boss babe, like, I mean, like, not like egoic, but like like you feel like you're really being a help, like you're really in your element, like you're really doing. It's interesting how when I started this reading and I was trying to catch the thing on fire and it lit up and I used all the elements. And I feel like you're going to be using all the elements, you're going to find different parts of yourself that you haven't ever really tapped into before, and it's going to be really good for you. So let's keep reading about that. That sounds exciting. Let's see what Kipper has to say. Is this going to be or spirituality or closer relationship with your husband or anything that we need to know? Um, I don't know what that means. Yes, but it's a positive change. So I feel like you're gonna, there's a lot of paperwork you're gonna have. This is like, I think this is represents school and study and training. It's gonna take, a process, a big process, and it's gonna be a big change, but it's a good change, for sure. Oh, that's cool. Very cool. Alrighty. Now we have Wendy. You're welcome, Rainbow. Alright, let's get some fire. Also, I guess this is like fire and earth. The fire lights the earth. And then this is like water and earth. The water moves through the rocks. And air and earth. The air pushes the ball to make the ringing noise. So we definitely need earth as our stability. And cherry quartz. All right, Wendy, are you there? Well, yes, I'm familiar with the Last Airbender, Avatar from the Avatar, the Last Airbender. I don't know about Lightbane though, the Alec Lightwood and Magnus Bane from Shadowhunters. I don't know those, but I do know Avatar: The Last Airbender. And my sons, well, both my sons are into anime, so if you'd like to talk to my sons about anime, they would love to do that. They could talk all day about things like that. I've gotten into a lot of the different series too with my sons, so because they like that. Who's that guy? Oh, speaking of sons. Okay, for Wendy, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull you a card and see what the message is. Oh, I knew he was gonna come out. I was eyeballing him, and did the lovers come out with them? Ooh, a stone circle. Okay. So who is this sun god? Oh my god, he's a sun god. So the sun god is saying, I was just talking about, I'm doing a private reading for somebody talking about sun baths in the sun like a kitty cat does. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my charger. Thought I brought it, but I guess I didn't. Hi, Lolita. The Shadowhunter book series is by Cassandra Clare, and it was a movie in 2015, The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones, with Lily Collins and Jamie Campbell Bower, then a 3-season TV series. That sounds cool. The only thing is that I have one free one with Katara, and I may have enough time, but I'm should be done in 10 minutes. My pumpkin turns into, my coach turns back into a pumpkin in 10 minutes. All right, so let's get back with Wendy. Wendy got the sun god. And he is about authority. And this says, come all, come now, expand into the sky, into the shadows below. The sun god is the ultimate expression of masculine energy, representing structure, authority, respect, and status. This is the card of the leader and represents all of the qualities that make someone a force to be reckoned with. Your situation, Wendy, requires a strong hand and systematic approach. The sun god does not allow his emotions to cloud his judgment, and neither should you. Communicate with clear logic and reason, and demonstrate your mastery and intellect. In your situation will respect you for your ability to get right down to the heart of the matter. Additionally, this card reminds you that a leader rules with a strong hand but is not a tyrant. Be mindful of arrogance and allow others their moment in the sun. The sun god is at his best when he uses his strengths to bring out the best in others. And here are some of the Beltane gods. Apollo, the Greek god of the sun, healing, truth, and prophecy. Bel, the Celtic god of the sunlight, health, and healing, Beltane is named from him. Cernunnos, the Celtic god of fertility, life, wealth, animals, the forest and the fields, and the hunt and the underworld. Pluto, the Greek god of wealth and the ruler of the underworld, and Ra, the Egyptian god of the sun. And so, what I'm feeling for you, Wendy, is that either you're going to be in a situation where you have to take more of this leadership energy, or you're going to be working with a leader type of person, a man that's has a strong power and energy. And then we have ceremony with the stone circle. I'm going to close the door. Ugh, my pumpkin opened the door. So with the stone circle, we have ceremony isn't just about magic and manifestation. It is absolutely a moment to channel your power and to send your intentions out into the spiritual world. But it's also a moment to yourself, a devotion to the things that are most important to you, to who you're working to become, or to the life you've dreamt of for so long. While there is a certain power in elaborate spiritual workings, know that magic is also available to you in the small moments of the day. You have found yourself with a stone circle today because you have been living too fast. You are being guided to see small magic and notice the blessings, signs, and energy swirling around you. You'll know the small magic by the way it makes you feel. You may notice it in the warm smile of a child or the sudden fragrance of a nearby flower, or perhaps your favorite song has been playing in the background but has only just now caught your ear. Any moment that grabs hold of you can be a ceremony of mindfulness and rest. Additionally, seek ways to invite more ritual into your daily life, as doing so is an invitation to awaken the subtle energies all around you and an opportunity to connect with your own spiritual power. And of course, they're showing crystals at the end there. So definitely working with clear quartz, and black onyx quartz and all kinds of different stones can have different healing abilities. Pumpkin was just about to jump on my lap. So, sun god and stone circle, Wendy. And next time you come back, we can talk about it. Oh, did you ask me something? You said you wanted me to look into the... Oh, no, that was Katara. Katara, you wanted me to look into the man that I saw. Pumpkin, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Is it time to do birthdays? Come here. Come here. Oh, my boobies. My sweet little baby. So, happy birthday, Pumpkin. I love you. Okay. All right, Katara. So let me do a card pull a card for you. Let's see what comes out for you. Ooh. My friend Paula, who's a reader on YouTube as well, told me a while back I'd meet a man with a Two of Swords type of energy. I think this might be him. You got this bonfire coming out. I think that's... And these were just repeat cards, so I feel like that's your card. Who is this guy? This is Remembrance. And it says, it's as though remembering that you will wake the ritual of your existence and be reborn in mighty celebration. In ancient days, all fires would be extinguished, and I didn't use fire, I'm going to use fire. And I did use water, touch the stone, and ring the bell. Okay. So, in ancient days, of all fires would be extinguished, and a giant community fire created to represent the sun's power. The bonfire served as a reminder to seek growth, fertility, and abundance. Remember that dark days would be followed by light, and all again. In this way, bonfires represent a remembrance of the light within your spirit, a call to reclaim your inner power. Are you full of inspiration and dreams but fail to take action? We all have that inner power, but if left unused, this power sinks into the background. Allowing your inner force to dwindle can lead to undesirable side effects, such as low self-esteem, lack of motivation, negative feelings, or stagnation and confusion. The more your power is left unused, the less confidence you might have to seek out the dreams that are your right to claim. Bonfire brings you the gift of remembering the force within you and guides you to act upon the desires within your heart. This is a card of strong, forceful action, and when it comes to your spread, it is a sign that your plan, ideas, or dreams are likely to lead to success. Like all fires, your dreams must be tended to, or the flame will go out. Do not let your flame extinguish, for each time you do, it will become more challenging to light it again. So keep that fire burning. Yes, or through a type of action and keeping your own energy high is what attracts this person towards you. So don't think about the other person so much as think about leveling yourself or continuing to level yourself up to make sure that you stay active and follow your dreams, take action towards your dreams. And because if you don't, then if you like have a lack of motivation, or it can lead to self-esteem issues, and then negative feelings, and then you stop moving, and then you let yourself get confused and you stop moving forward. So you have to constantly keep yourself motivated, like a little fire lit inside you. Okay. All right, now let's see about... I mean, you never know. You might meet him at a bonfire. It could be as simple as that, or it could be... Oh, well, that's wonderful. You may get your dream come true. If Lolita, are you still there? I can do a free reading for you. If not, we'll call it a night. And Mary Beltane, you got to see Pumpkin. And those of you who left before you got to see Pumpkin, you can see her at the towards the end of the video. Well, I hope that is helpful, and I'll definitely, keep you on my mind for more information about anything in your life, all your dreams and hopes coming true. Oops. All right, that being said, have a wonderful rest of your night and week until I see you again on Friday. Blessed be, blessed May. I should be coming out with my May reading very soon. And oh, it's too late, Lolita. I'm doing my wind down. But come back on Friday, okay? Faith, trust, a pixie dust.